Hey guys, so one of the questions I get most often as a travel nurse is, what do you do for housing? How do you find a place to stay? I move almost every 3 months, and I move into cities that I likely have never traveled to before. So a lot of people always ask, like, where are you finding your place? Are you taking company housing? What? If this is a question that you have, I suggest that you sit back, relax, and watch this video. Before I became a travel nurse, I did a ton of research on my own. I watched all of the YouTube videos, I followed all of the major travelers, and I joined a Facebook group. And so I would just search stuff about every single city, and I would search what people were doing. Now, what I saw most often was that people were not taking the company housing, and I'm wondering, okay, why? Like, why wouldn't you take it? It seems a lot easier. Everything is set up for you, all of the things. But the reason why is because the company can place you wherever they want to. So say they place you like right outside of the city, or you're like 30 minutes away and there's terrible traffic wherever you live. Like, you don't really get to decide that. You also don't get to see the place until you get there. So for me, that was just a no-go, and a large chunk of your money is your housing stipend. So if they have complete control over that and they use the whole thing, then you're stuck with just like the leftovers. Whereas if you take control yourself and find your own housing, you may be able to find something cheaper. You may be able to find something that's right next to the hospital. I found this to be a lot more appealing because I just wanted to choose where I lived. So from the get-go, I already knew I'm finding my housing myself, and I've done that since I started traveling. Now, where do you look? So the first place that I moved, I knew that I wanted to live in an apartment, and I knew I wanted to live in the downtown area where all the hustle and bustle was going on. So I looked at apartments.com and apartmentguide.com. There were all of these different amenities that I wanted, and what I love about those sites is that you can add these filters that filter out which apartments have that and which ones don't. So there were tons of things that I looked for. First of all, you have to have a short-term lease. There's a possibility that you're only going to be in the city for 3 months, so they have to have a short-term lease option. I also wanted utilities and everything included. That was huge for me. I didn't want to be paying a ton of different people every single month, opening all of these bills in that strange city that I possibly may not even stay in. I wanted a gym, I wanted security access. There were a few different things for me, but everyone's gonna have their own set of amenities that they're comfortable with. I also wanted to see pictures. The place that I actually got in the city that I stayed in the first time, they did a video tour for me, so that was great. But I used those websites. The second place that I lived, I actually did the same exact thing. I found an apartment at apartments.com, and I actually moved in with my roommate that I'm living with now, but she is super camera shy. I tried to force her to get on this video, y'all, and she was just like, no, I'm not doing it. But yeah, we did the same thing for our place in Northern Virginia. We moved in, we split everything, but however, like that place, I bent a little and we were paying different companies. I absolutely hated that. I hated like waiting to get my deposit back from the electric company, waiting to get my last bill from the water company. I highly like recommend that you do not do that. It's just super annoying. Like, you're moved on to the next state and you're waiting for bills passed. Also, that place, oh my goodness, like they gave us an eviction notice. They changed management while we were there, and so like things were totally miscommunicated. And my roomie like calls me at work and she's like, girl, we just got a notice that says we have to be out in 5 days if we don't pay like this astronomical amount. And I'm like, what? I am the one who freaks out. Like, she's the one who's super calm, but I'm like, what? Because we pay all of our bills on time. Like, they got me messed up. Got it handled. But yeah, like it was just a lot of confusion. I just recommend finding a place that has like a good track record with management. Look at the reviews on the website, and everything is all included. But I have to say, this is my most favorite option. I am currently staying in an Airbnb, and why I love Airbnb is because, like I mentioned before, every single thing is included. You can look at the website. There are long-term Airbnb stays. There's also VRBO, which is like a branch kind of like Airbnb, but we went with Airbnb. We booked this place for 90 days because we know that we're for sure going to be here for 90 days. We can extend if we want, but everything is included. Everything was fully equipped. There was housewares here. Like, it was just great. And we don't have to deal with like the bills to different people and all that. We were also able to see like what area it's in. We were able to look up and research the area, what there's to do here, how people normally take transportation, because here it's a little bit different. There's a really big public transit system. But yeah, we were able to look all that up. So I highly recommend Airbnb. And after we paid this last month, Like, that's it. We can move on to the next place if we decide not to stay here, and we don't owe anybody anything. Like, sheesh, all of the stress removed. Also, I have never tried this before, but there is a site called Furnished Finders, and it is for travelers. Again, that is Furnished Finders. It is mainly for travel nurses or people for traveling for work, but you can rent a place for at minimum 30 days and even up to 90 days. It's kind of like Airbnb, but a lot of the places on there have deposits. There are some places that don't. So, you know, you can look through pictures, you can be in contact with the owners, the same as Airbnb, email with them, ask them to FaceTime you the place. But I think it's just like a lot more safe than Craigslist. I've heard of some people doing Craigslist, but I've also heard of people getting scammed that way. But I mean, if you want to take your chances or you feel like you've created a good relationship with somebody, then, you know, try it out. I don't know. I'm not trying it, but, you know, I have a friend here who actually booked their place through Craigslist, and we went to her place for a get together, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I was like, I mean, sometimes it works, but I'm just like really scary about everything. So I'm like, no, I need it to be safe and verified. But yeah, Furnished Finders is a good site as well. So those are some options for you all. Apartments.com, apartmentguides.com, Airbnb, VRBO, and Furnished Finders. If you're feeling frisky, Craigslist. But yeah, so those are all of the ways that you can find housing outside of accepting company housing. Also, I actually did a tour of my entire place. If you watch my video about moving to San Francisco, you can see what I got, which is such a bang for my buck in this area. It's absolutely great. Make sure you all subscribe so you all can see my next video. Also, there are links below to where you can follow me. I have a website, I have a blog, all the things. So look for that below as well. See you next time, guys.